nice.
Hey,
Oh, I
yo,
look fat. Ew.
do y'all put yourselves on your phones?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Like, do you take a selfie and just have yourself on your phone?
Yeah, so if I ever lose my phone at school, they can get it back to me.
Huh.
That's not why I do it. I just,
That's why I do it.
I take selfies because sometimes I just be feeling it.
No, but making it your background on your
my
phone.
background.
Yeah.
I've only done that a couple of times.
Yeah.
I've never done it. I barely take a selfie.
I don't know many like men who do that.
Oh, I know. Oh, trust me, I know some.
I don't know what any of that was, but welcome to ILNL.
Like, did you just whisper the intro?
Yes,
did.
he did.
Okay.
He did. Because he was being a creeper.
Really, really low. I'm
Like,
sorry.
I heard him say something like, oh, did he just belch or something? I didn't know what was going on. But okay.
Chris and I would be swapping chairs if that were the case.
I want some pho.
I'm a dainty. Yes.
I want some.
You said it right. I'm so happy. People are always like, faux. And I'm like, nope. I love it also when people say gyro. Yeah, it's my other favorite.
Welcome to ILNL, guys.
International edition.
Apparently, there's just a whole bunch of things to talk about.
I like food.
Apparently, food's a good thing. So, all right,
When is
cool.
it not?
All right. So, let's jump into this first story.
We're not going to say who we are?
You know what? You're absolutely right. But before I do that,
Wow.
subscribe, hit the alert button, follow us on Twitch. Make sure you jump on Facebook and follow the page and join our community on Facebook. I Love Nerd Life community and
Are we having trouble over there?
I'm trying to get everything out. I want you to do
Instagram,
everything. Twitter, Instagram,
Twitch, all
Twitch.
one word. I love Nerd Life. There you go.
Thank you. All right.
Good night.
Hi,
God
Kristen.
bless.
Hi, Tim.
Chris,
Peace.
you're leaving?
No.
No, wishing peace.
Yeah, you enter with peace and
Yeah.
leave with peace.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, I can work with that. Then Chico.
Oh, greetings and salutations.
All right.
18 hit.
Are we good?
I mean, I look fat, but yeah. I just wanted to say
First story.
that. It's because I'm wearing 2 men's t-shirts. It's not helping me.
What man you get them from?
Excuse me. Okay, I got it from the men's section. Although our clothes should mostly be non-binary, but whatever.
Mans. Yeah, from the Mayans. Okay. Justina Ireland provides details on new Jedi person.
Vernestra.
Vernestra Rowe? Mm-hmm. That's interesting name. I get tripped up on Jedi names.
Well, it's
Actually, a lot of
the
a lot
one
of Star
thing
Wars
about
names.
Jedi names, they literally are spelt the way they sound half the time.
I guess. Let's see. In her Star Wars The High Republic story. Okay, so I got a question. Is this a children's story?
It is geared towards 8 to 12-year-olds.
Okay, so this is young readers.
Yeah, because they want it to feel more accessible and for there to be more of a bridge into getting younger and younger kids into Star Wars.
Okay,
new
so
lore.
what's the deal with this? Why is this important?
Because they are now having a diversity focus in Star Wars, where the writers as well as the characters are supposed to be even more diverse than they currently are. So they're going to be introducing new, I don't want to say races, people, cultures.
Well, it would in Star Wars. I guess it's acceptable to say races because I mean, there's tons of different beings in the Star Wars universe.
I like beings.
So yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm a little confused. Mm-hmm. So, one, with Jedis, or even with Sith, there isn't really a defined gender role or identity
What you mean?
Well, I'm asking a bigger question. So, with this, what is it really addressing that isn't already addressed, considering how vast the universe is?
That is for Justina to reveal to us on January 5th, 2021.
Huh.
They do.
Nice.
I just know that that's when it's being
Yeah.
released. But like the fact that she's a person who's not been, and I mean Justina Ireland, has not been a part of the Star Wars universe as a writer, and this is her first time contributing, and it's for like a whole brand new thing that they're doing.
That's what
That's a
I was missing.
huge deal.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember what I told you, Chico. They're going to an
You said a jungle planet.
a jungle planet. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, that they've never been to before.
Okay. So
Yeah.
basically, this
And
is
she's
opening
apparently
up.
very young, I think, for whatever her ranking is. This character,
Got it.
Vernestra, because she's 16 and she's a Jedi Knight, I think.
Oh, snap.
Right.
Okay.
So, y'all know I don't know that much about Star Wars. So when I saw
Right.
that a writer that I got hit
Yeah,
to
she's
this year,
basically
is
Padawan
right.
age still.
Yes, that's what it says in the story. Because I was like,
Okay.
what's a Padawan?
Yeah, so I get it. This is kind of interesting because when it comes to a lot of the youth books, especially in the Star Wars universes, they tend to lean a lot on the established characters. Mm-hmm. And there hasn't been much room to make new characters unless they're coming out of the books, outside of like anything that they're doing on Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, it's refreshing.
I'll-
This is a singular graphic novel and not a comic book series, if I read that correctly.
so is this
Right?
It's part of the High Republic.
Okay.
So is this gonna be okay? All right. Just judging from the cover, this looks like it's definitely gonna be like one of those young reader books where it's like, I don't know, maybe 50 some odd pages type of deal and all that. I mean, it's just it looks familiar, like it's scholastic.
Yeah, I'm wondering because of the fact that it's 8 to 12, if maybe it would be the 80 to 120 page range.
Which I think would be nice because
Yeah.
most books around, a lot of them.
Yeah, like the first Harry
Like the
Potter book was
upper
around
elementary.
that, right?
Say that again.
The first Harry Potter book was around.
The first Harry Potter book was 200, almost
I thought that
300
was-
So it was
pages,
like a
I
full
think.
size novel size
Yeah.
book.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Huh.
This one looks like it's going to be a graphic novel.
And see, that's the thing. I was like, I can't tell if this is just like artwork that will sporadically be throughout or if it's a full on graphic novel.
I don't know if this is a part of the book or not.
Keep scrolling because I don't think. No.
Probably not.
It's connected in some way, but the animation or illustration, I don't know what to call it, that you saw for Vernestra is what is actually going to be on the book.
Okay. So
And that's how they're hopefully, like,
Maybe
Justine
chapter,
Ireland was...
maybe chapter art or
Right,
cover
yeah.
or something like that.
It could be. I know she wants the character to get their own Funko Pop. She's like, that will be the biggest success to me is if people enjoy this
you've
much.
made it if you have a Funko.
Yes. So she's like, if Vern gets
that.
gets like a Funko Pop, I've made it. I've made it.
I used to
is
say
good.
you made it if you ever guest starred on Sesame Street.
I guess if it's good for Kevin Smith, it's good for anybody.
Right.
He loves getting any type of recognition, but that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying.
Didn't we just talk about how you kind of like Kevin Smith?
I'm a Kevin Smith fan. I'm just saying he when the Pops came out, he geeked up for it. So I can understand the excitement of
I mean, I get it. If somebody made a pop out of me, I'd be excited. What are you doing?
Pulling things.
Getting his Mardi Gras
Why?
beads.
It's a,
Look, we only
he
like
saw
6
he
weeks from
saw
Fat
something
Tuesday.
he saw something shiny and it caught his attention.
Right.
Pretty,
true.
shiny.
You gonna do Cat's
shiny.
Cradle?
right.
So all right. I'm kind of excited about this because I'm all about youth reading and all this. I'm intrigued because it's going to be something new,
That's cool.
and just whenever it comes to Star Wars, anything that's established feels like it's just rehashed. So I'm wondering what they're going to do and how they can develop this. It's kind of like the whole thing with like the new trilogy. Like the new trilogy is not necessarily for the people who like the original trilogy, and the ones who were
New
into.
trilogy.
So
The Ray.
the first 3 episodes 1, 2, and 3. That's what your boy.
Stop calling him my boy. Stop calling him my boy.
Some people grew up with that trilogy.
Sand guy. Hayden Christensen.
Vader.
Anakin.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was like, that.
Yeah. So some people like that trilogy, and it's like that's their trilogy. Some like the original trilogy, episodes 4, 5, and 6. And some like the newer trilogy, 7, 8, and 9.
I have not met those people.
There's some.
I like them all. I like them all.
And so that opens up. Now there's new characters to add into it because of this.
There's one thing I want to point out that will probably make more sense to you all than it does to me, because I'm learning about the Star Wars world. There's a character who is connected to Sana Saros.
That name sounds familiar.
Character
Is that a
that
video
first
game?
appeared in Marvel's recent Star Wars comics.
Is that the one that's on? It came on Battlefront 2.
You're asking the wrong person.
Let's find
Is
out.
that Han Solo's first wife?
Okay, so Star Wars first appeared in the comics claiming to be the wife of Han Solo.
Ba-ba.
You get $1.
She go
from
for
Chris.
the win. Wow.
How did that happen? Not that I care where the money comes from, but how'd you get right into it?
All right. So now I'm confused. When has this character appeared, and how does this new character fit in?
Okay, according to the article,
Do your journalistic reporting.
because y'all know I don't know about this.
So
Is that she? She only pretended to be Solo's wife for a robbery that they did together.
I was gonna say, if that ties in with her, then this is during the earlier times of the rebellion.
Yes.
Okay.
But
So
because
that means the young Padawans are not dead if this character exists.
No.
Well, this-
they're
she's connected to the Staros woman. She's the ancestor of Sana Saros.
Okay.
Her name is Avon. Avon calling.
Oh God.
And you talk about me with bad dad jokes.
I know. It's rubbing off. That's why we need to swap seats.
Thank Chris. Thank
Tim is like,
You look
leave
lost.
me
What are you
alone.
No. I'm trying to figure out what the character's name that was in Battlefront 2. The one that starts off on the mission campaign.
can't remember Battlefront.
Why am
They
I acting like
redid
I
it.
know anything? Really?
All right. Well, I think that anything Star Wars is cool. But I do also think that if someone creates something in Star Wars, they should be paid for it.
I see what you did there.
I see it too.
So,
Our next story.
this was really interesting.
Dang, Tim just get beat up today.
It was a compliment.
Oh, like when you throw your shoe?
No.
I was gonna say throwing a shoe is a bad thing, right?
No.
throwing your
No,
shoe is
throwing
good,
a
dude.
shoe is like the highest compliment you
and
can
dude,
get.
Duke Ellington.
When you perform, especially dance and stuff, when somebody throws their shoe
throw
on the
their
stage,
shoe?
especially if it's your teacher.
I've never seen anybody. Have you
You've
seen
never-
anybody throw a shoe?
You never seen
At
someone,
Duke?
Never
Yes.
seen
Yes.
someone throw
Yes.
a shoe?
No, because I'm
especially at somebody's senior recital and they killing it.
sure I would have questioned it.
Really?
I'm absolutely
How
positive.
would you go to a
I'd
school of
had-
the arts
I
and
would've
never
had
see a shoe thrown?
Like they had to talk. Now, granted, they had to tell us like you're not supposed to throw stuff on stage. Do not throw things on stage because it might throw the person off or whatever. But yeah, you should throw books, papers, shoes. You better sing.
Okay, yeah, that part I don't know about.
I didn't
that
go to.
part.
No, I
I didn't go to
threw
many
Mardi
of the
Gras.
vocal stuff. So
Oh wait, hold up.
when was I gonna get to go?
Was this a request?
No.
Wait a minute.
An unnecessary regret because it was Mardi Gras beats. That's why I was just like the Mardi Gras beats.
Let's not
Let
say
me
we
move out
did.
the way.
Let's not.
Let me make a path. Make a path.
Sneezy, Tim's trying to flash people.
All right.
I'll take the blame for it.
All right, I'm going to move on to the story because it's got off the rails. All right. So, in this very, very interesting story, I want to get the person's name because I want to make sure I give credit to the author. Alan Dean Foster is trying to get that royalty money from Disney because he believes that things that he created was not paid for in royalties.
Well,
So, interesting question. Who owns what?
I mean,
Do we know the answer?
Well, we
when
kind
you
of
take
do.
when you
Okay.
take on the responsibility of that company, you take on their debts,
Okay.
be it paid or unpaid.
But
So
the novel world was always considered separate from the rest of the franchise. Like they just got
is it now?
Hmm?
Is it now?
don't know.
But if it's separate, then why were they using elements from his
I know
story?
they've used different elements.
Because my whole thing is this.
Oh
if
Lord, do I want to write this
it's-
novel?
My whole thing is this: like, if he used, say, if somebody recently wrote something, right, and it was something from a book he wrote, Disney would be all up on, oh no, you're using our name, you're using something from our franchise, da 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 da. They'd be the first one to sue. So you need to keep that same energy, pay that man his coin.
Simple as that.
Period.
Novelist.
That's why I'm saying, do I want to write this novel? Because what if I,
Well,
because I keep saying it's gonna be the next Hunger Games. It's not gonna be quite Harry Potter, and it's not gonna be Twilight.
Sparkles.
It'll be quality writing,
I like glitter.
and I won't use the word ogre 7 times in 3 pages. Chico, what were you gonna say? Nothing. Oh.
It's my money and I want it now.
I have a question. Is this kind of like what what's her name? The person who did like the original script for Matrix went through or whatever?
Basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no.
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 Oh, I'm not
Because
sitting like that.
that was a treatment. So it was just, we had this idea, we think it'll be a cool movie, and you should make the movie. And then they went and made the movie after they said we weren't going to make the movie.
Right.
And then it was this whole thing, well, I wrote the premise, pay me. This is a case where Disney bought everything from
Yes.
Lucasfilms, which means who owns the rights to the written form of the IP, not just the world that was created. That's what this is all about.
That sounds very detailed and complex and way above my pay grade.
Because I mean, you would think the guy got like licensing rights to just sit there and write stories.
You would
story
think
after
that.
story, because from what I'm understanding, it's a lot of novels. So
I probably would say this is my thoughts, because like the whole thing with licensing and all that is whoever is the copyright holder, whoever is the owner of the intellectual property, has the rights, roles, and responsibilities thereof. in this case, it's Disney. Like, are the novels predated before this deal? Was it included in the deal? You know, so
Did he ever get paid?
The original contract called for an upfront payment of $7,500.
so he got money.
And until Mr. Lucas tossed Mr. Foster a 0.5% royalty on sales that Mr. Foster, now 74 years old, says added up to several times that initial payment.
So basically, he wants compound interest type money. That tells me that he just signed on to a bad deal.
Oh, he stopped getting royalty checks once Disney acquired Lucasfilm. That's his complaint.
Because the deal is with Lucas.
And not with Disney.
It's not grandfathered.
How
don't
do
think he
you
has a
not?
claim.
How do you not grandfather that in?
Because who expected Disney to buy
True that.
Lucasfilms?
I just hate when people don't get what they deserve,
But
especially
okay,
creators.
here, I hate to be this person.
Go ahead, be
Did he,
there.
Alright.
did he get what he deserved already? And now he just wants more.
Who's
Like,
Shouldn't he
what?
continue
How much is enough?
Shouldn't he continue getting royalties off the stuff that he made, though?
With whoever he has that deal with, absolutely.
But if the people who acquired,
I'm sorry,
stuff
but the
now-
people who buy a franchise don't inherit like any other person's stuff. I mean, like if you were to go out and buy a McDonald's from somebody, you bought the place lock, stock, and barrel, but you didn't buy the employees that come with it.
But isn't that how syndication works?
What do you mean?
Like, aren't actors and all constantly getting royalties from the show, the show's reruns? No
That
matter what
depends
station it's
on the deal from the show and then whatever happens with the network. Like Seinfeld or Friends.
so much money. God.
Like as many times as that show keeps popping on Netflix, off of Netflix, getting on Hulu. I think they're on Hulu now. Like one of them is.
HBO Max. Friends is on HBO Max.
But who has Seinfeld?
I think that's who.
Yeah,
Right.
I think it is.
That's
Okay.
what I meant. Sorry. I wasn't clarifying on that. Whatever that deal is for that royalty deal, they're going to get their money based off of whatever that deal is for them to have the rights to re-air those things. But this is a deal where one company bought everything you had. They bought all of your inventory. You have nothing on the shelf. So they own the universe. Anything that was made between this dude and Lucas was that deal solely. And I can't.
Seems unfair. It seems unfair to me.
It's like what Chris said. Like who saw Disney being like, I like Luke Skywalker. I like Princess Leia.
Yeah, I don't even think it's a matter of who saw Disney decide to buy it. Who saw Lucas actually giving it up?
That was smart on his part. I mean, there's only so much you can do creatively before you're like, I just want to live my life.
Right. I'm making all this money, but I can't do anything with it.
Yeah, like something a mentor told me a long time ago. Everyone has a number. So Lucas had his number and they gave him the check. So I feel bad for the novelist dude because, if you're not included, you're not included. But he got paid.
Well, his pay was based on getting royalty.
Upfront money and royalties on the
No,
back
no,
end.
it's saying instead of. That's what the thing said.
So he didn't get the 70 whatever 100
I could
money?
be wrong. Let me look at that again to clarify.
Because I'm almost certain he would have had to do a deal where he got something up front.
Until, the original contract called for an upfront payment of $7,500 until Mr. Lucas tossed Mr. Foster the 0.5% royalty on sales. So he didn't get the upfront $7,500, but he was getting royalties a few times a year.
To equal up to the 7,500?
No, it doesn't say what. He said it ended up being several times the initial payment.
the initial payment. So that means you got an additional bit of money.
No, like if you look at the $7,500, what he got from the royalties is several times the flat out $7,500 he would have gotten if he had just agreed to the upfront fee without any royalties. So he decided not to take an upfront fee and go off of royalties only.
So basically, he didn't take the upfront money.
Yeah.
He took the long money.
Yes.
And now the long money's gone.
It's gone. Yeah.
I don't see a problem with that.
On a business front, I get that. It's just on a personal front. I'm like,
I mean,
man.
like I said, on the creative side of things, I would love for him to have got his money long term, lock, stock, and barrel, living fat off the hog, getting these royalty checks. But on the business side of things, it's tough. It's just like you make the best deal that works for you today, and you got to live with the consequences tomorrow. And so, I believe that this should be an open conversation for him to talk with Disney if they're using his stuff.
I mean, I wouldn't
But
be surprised if there was.
They probably own it because it's out of the Star Wars universe. So they don't have to pay him anything if they own it.
True.
I mean, you can't just give this man like 0.1%.
I feel like I would have
just
hired
something.
him to bring him on as a writer, though.
Well, he's 74. They're not going to do that.
He can write The Mandalorian.
People are ageist, is what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
like a lot of places, just because of the fact that he's the age that he is, are not going to be like, we want a young, fresh point of view.
He can write for Grogu. Probably speaks the
Why are
same
you shaking
language.
your head at me?
I'm not saying anything.
Oh. I was like, oh no, I said something.
Well, I'll throw this out to everybody because I think we're all creatives actually, so this kind of fits in our wheelhouse. I'll start with you. So, you put together a deal where you write a book, and the book gets picked up. They want to buy the whole universe. You say your number, and you sell it to them.
Okay.
Now, you already had a couple more books in the can, ready to go. You're getting ready to release them because it extends the universe. You didn't write anything in your contract or your deal for you to get paid off of these books because they weren't included because it wasn't a part of the original deal. What is your expectations from the company that now owns your intellectual property? What would you like to have?
That's a little hard to wrap my head around because I can't see myself doing that.
Yeah, it's just a what if.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That might take me a little bit longer to think about. Because I'm just like, it's the idea that like whatever I've created after the initial deal is now no longer mine and it's theirs.
Well, if it's a part of that universe, assuming that would be the case.
I want my money.
All right, let me move to Chris.
Yeah, because I'm trying to understand why I would agree to something that would not benefit me in that way.
Okay, fair enough. Chris, you put together a masterpiece album, and you have the masters ready to send to the print to get printed. You print the masters, you put it out there, it hits the Billboard 200. You're like number 5 your first week. Really, really promising. Sony really likes this album. And they're like, we want to take this overseas and we want to do international rights. You write down a number, they write you the check. They own the masters. Now,
See, that's the same problem I'm facing.
Have I not heard of Michael Jackson the Prince?
Prince. That's immediately, because when you said that, that's what I was thinking. I was like, is this like my masters? I want to own my masters. Nas.
Thank you.
so I'll finish what I'm saying, and you already alluded to your answer. So you want to go and create another album based off of the theme of your original album that was a hit. And you go in the studio, you produce the album, it's fire, but you're not signed with Sony. What is your expectation with working with Sony at that point?
What? Wait, what?
He was like, I was with you until the last 4 words you said, or whatever I meant.
What's my expectation with Sony? What? Hold on, I'm confused.
I think
Okay,
he's saying
so
because
you're
the album was
So
released.
the second album that I released,
You're on Rock
is-
Nation,
is-
and your catalog is now owned by Sony. Mm-hmm. That's what you're working with.
but
Okay,
I
so
already
you
said-
did.
But I already said
but you
what I
did.
said.
You did. So let me. Can I try to?
We didn't get that far.
I'm gonna try to get an equivalency. I can't. I don't know if this is gonna
Go
be
for
right.
it. Give it a shot.
So you're. Let's pretend you're Nas.
Mm-hmm.
And under one label you did Illmatic.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're either under a different label. Well, you're not in a different label. You're not with Sony anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But then you let out Stillmatic.
Mm-hmm.
Because Stillmatic is connected to Illmatic, what happens with Sony since what you did as the original that this is a continuation of is owned by them?
I don't know, because like the shade is, the answer is no.
Like, but
If
do
it
they
was
have
the-
rights
do
to
they-
your?
Do they have rights?
That's
No,
It's
because
a
like
fair.
I said, this
well.
is
That's why I'm
from-
asking about this
Yeah.
guy. Like,
See, and
Because
then-
the shade is you want you want all of that power. You want all the bearings. Like you want the blood in my vein, but you don't want the death. Like no.
All right. So let me throw it over to Chico. I kind of see a theme going on, so let's see where this goes. All right. So
I feel like Rihanna.
Rihanna,
You better have my
Rihanna.
money.
Look,
Pay me what you owe me.
All right. So you put out
You're Tunisia.
a comic book series on Image Comics.
Okay,
Now, Image is independently owned,
correct.
but they want to back you. They feel that your stories are amazing, your art's amazing, and they really believe that you have a firecracker series.
Mm-hmm.
They want to move you from being independent to a featured artist.
Okay.
In doing that, they want to take ownership of the IP so that way they can do international distribution, because right now, as it stands, they're only doing it in US and they're doing it in small print.
Okay.
So now you're getting ready to do the second arc of this hit series that has now hit every continent, not just digitally, but also in print. But they own it. So what's your expectation in your relationship with Image?
Well, I'm still working for them. Correct. Am I still a feature artist, or have I gotten fired?
You're still producing for them, and yes, you're still a featured artist.
Okay. It's a little different because I'm still getting paid.
Yeah, because I was gonna say that's
It's
not
not
the same
like-
as him because he no longer works.
It's not like I
But-
can see if Marvel bought the rights
Okay, let's
to that story,
switch it
then
up.
there'd be a problem.
All right, let's switch it up. So you're featured on Image, but your book was sold to
They sold it after they bought it from me.
yeah, let's say they sold it to Boom Studios.
Okay.
Okay. So they're not as big as any of the other ones. So now how does that change your scenario?
Well, if they want this second art, they're gonna have to purchase it from me.
Okay. So being that that's a different scenario than both you
Or they'll end up like basically like the last part of the trilogy.
I'm intrigued by that. What are you saying?
Lucas didn't write that.
Lucas really didn't write the first trilogy. I mean, the first new trilogy.
Right. He just
Technically.
he just gave his input on it.
Yeah.
But it flowed.
Yeah.
You understood it. This one didn't flow with it. That's what you'll end up getting. So it'll be hit or miss on your end.
Would that work for either of you?
So you could either come to me, the one who created it and knows it, and can finish it off and make you more money. Just deal with it.
Please and thank you.
But it's a different
I just wish
perspective
I just feel like if there was an original agreement that they came to and you inherited the thing, you inherited the company, like just honor the agreement. As long as it's not going to be something that bankrupts your company, like I just don't see why it's that big of a deal. But I'm also not a business person.
Michael Jackson, Prince, period.
Beatles,
I
which eventually
guess.
was bought by Michael Jackson.
Right.
Yeah.
I just feel like this is
Stevie
not
Wonder.
the same thing, though. That maybe because I don't understand.
Right. It's the same scenarios, but
Because we're
different
talking about
contracting.
yeah. Because I'm like we're talking about royalty payments. So this is stuff he's already done, and he's getting money off of the things that he was getting money off the things
Yeah,
that
he
he's
created
done.
he created it once and it's paid multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're just talking about him continuing to get paid off of the things that he created specifically.
Versus him not getting that payment anymore.
Right.
And
'Cause-
if there's an entitlement that needs to happen, or if the contract should be honored, then this is a nothing story.
Yeah, because I guess my confusion comes from the fact that we were talking about like masters and whatnot, where my thinking is that because I'm creating it, even though it might be based off of something else, I'm no longer working for your company, so shouldn't it just be mine?
You never owned it in the first place.
Okay,
You
I'm
had
not.
the license
I was gonna say I'm
rights
not
to
phrasing
write.
this the right way. Is the problem?
Okay.
I'm not phrasing it the right way because what I'm confused about is the comparisons that we're making to like the masters, because like he's not making anything new for the company.
No.
And I don't think that he should get money based off of new things that are created from things that he created. Like I don't think that makes sense. But I don't think that there's anything wrong for him to continue to be compensated for things that they're still profiting from.
Okay, I'll put it this way, because this is where I kind of feel a little different in it.
Mm-hmm.
When you get a contract for your phone, is there a beginning, middle, and end?
In terms of
Okay, so
They don't do contracts on phones anymore. Technically,
well let's go with when they did, because this is the most relative thing that I could think of that everyone has experienced at least one point in their time.
All right.
Okay.
Typical 2-year contract. Go.
Okay, so
Okay.
typical 2-year. So there's a beginning time when you walk in a store, you choose the phone you want, you choose the plan you want, you walk out the store with the phone and the plan.
that's right, but that's different than this.
I think he's getting to what
Yeah,
what he's saying the
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
similarities are.
And then in that, you fulfill your 2 years, and what are you left with? You're left with ownership of the phone, and you have the choice if you want to renew service, which means they would either put you on a month-to-month, or you do another year or two or whatever you want to do for your terms.
Well, after the 2 year, it automatically goes to
Month to month.
Yeah. So there's a definite determination as to what happens at the end. Like after you fulfill 2 years, you can go away or you can stay month to month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So in this particular case, and this is of course of us not knowing all the details of his deal, the beginning part was, hey, chunk of money. Continuation part, hey, we're going to pay you royalties over time. End part, we don't know. So we don't know if he was supposed to be paid in perpetuity. We don't know.
No, because
I think-
in part, the end part with a contract is we knew in the beginning that we were signing for a 2-year contract.
Mm-hmm.
After a year, we knew, okay, there's that year. You reached half the either be it the phone's halfway paid off or you're at a you're at your first annual point. After that second part, you know you're going month to month, so there it's clear you know what's happening.
Yeah.
Right. But
Like
you
you're saying,
can't
the
sit there-
expectations are understood by both parties
exactly.
initially.
So my whole thing is this: like, of course, they're gonna try to throw stuff at you all the time. Oh, you should get the new phone. Da 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 da. Which of course is gonna at the time Sprint, Nextel, Verizon, whatever. They would assign you on for another 2-year contract. The understanding was you're going to pay me royalties.
Till
Now-
when?
I think it's
perpetuity?
in perpetuity because it was in lieu of the initial $7,500.
Okay, so let's say that
Because he was
is
still getting paid for it
up
until Disney acquired Lucasfilm,
And
which is why
that's-
I'm saying I think the expectation in the original wording or the original contract was probably in perpetuity. But that agreement, I know you're saying that agreement was made with Lucasfilm and not with Disney.
that's my thing.
I guess the issue is not like whether or not it's like good business or bad business, or like if he's owed something, because like according to legalese, I'm gonna guess he's not technically owed anything. To me, it's more of an ethical standpoint. Like, do you do the thing where you
That's
honor?
such a hard
It
thing.
is, but that's what I'm saying. I think that's
Yeah.
where the struggle is coming in for maybe not for you, but for me at least, where I'm like, I feel like ethically the right thing to do would just be to honor this little thing. Like Disney, you got money. You probably all right. You got a theme park. You got a couple of them. Like you should be okay. But
I think they've been struggling since COVID-19 hit. So they're trying to save every penny
I
that
think
they
this
can.
novelist has been struggling since COVID-19.
I mean,
Not to make light of the situation, but
Wait.
what?
Disney bought Lucasfilms.
Yeah, they own
They didn't
everything.
dissolve Lucasfilm, so Lucasfilm still exists.
Okay, I'm going
Oh,
to
boy.
quickly address that because we need to move to our next one. But you bring up a really interesting point. Just because they bought the company doesn't mean that the company exists as it was prior to being purchased. It can now just be a studio and a department. So I don't know without looking at like what their structure is, but I see what you're possibly saying there, but we don't know what their structure is. It's like
just seems
Microsoft
weird that
buying
you're-
Bethesda.
That you'd be allowed to just renege on all contracts that are already in place. It
But
seems like
we
you just inherit
don't know what the terms are. If the terms was strictly between this writer and Lucas, and Lucas was cutting a check on the royalty, Lucas doesn't own anything at this point. So what is there to honor?
But I feel like it's like what Chris said earlier, where it's like, well, when you inherit all the assets, don't you inherit the debts as well?
Was this something that was a Lucasfilms deal,
Ah,
or
But
was
that's the
this
question.
was this a Lucas deal?
Got you. That's
Okay, you got to be
'Cause
more
Lucas-
specific about that in the beginning.
Like did
George Lucas.
Oh,
or did the company do it?
Yeah.
That's the question. Okay. Yeah,
well,
we
it's
don't-
Lucasfilm because it says Lucasfilm.
But who made the deal with the writer? Was it Lucasfilms, the company, that made the deal? Or was it George Lucas who made the deal?
Like personally,
Right.
The world may never know.
don't you make the offer to somebody on a business level and not a personal level?
I mean, ideally, that would make sense.
Because isn't that the only way he could legally continue to get royalty checks is if there was something set up with the company and not the person?
Not necessarily, because George Lucas owned Star Wars. Lucasfilms created George Lucas's intellectual property.
Bye. Bye.
okay.
It's too much. It's Saturday. I'm going to bed. This is too much thinking for
Well,
I didn't think this one was going to
for
go
me.
this long.
I need you
It's
to
a
think.
great thing to think about. This would be something I would have to ruminate a lot more on and have to understand the interworkings of businesses on a different. It is too convoluted for my noob brain.
Okay, well, hopefully you can wrap your noodle around this.
Oh, I can wrap a lot of stuff around this.
Okay.
Yeah, there we
Down
go.
the rabbit hole we go.
All right.
He is one of my first loves, though. He is one of my first
So
loves.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt
JGL.
talked with Marvel apparently
Yes.
about something which we don't know.
Rumor has it. Ooh.
So here's where we get to play a little bit. And let's see, who do I want to pick on?
Don't.
It's like in class when the teacher is trying to call on you and you're like,
You can try.
don't look at me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
You'll
don't
be
know.
second. All right, I'm gonna start with Chico. So we know that he's been Robin in the DC universe,
Don't do
but
that.
talking.
Yeah, from a
Don't do
technical
that.
standpoint.
He was not Robin. His name was Robin.
Moving right along. Moving
Look, y'all got y'all sore spots. That's one of mine. I'm like, you were not Robin. Your name was Robin. You were not Robin. Your
Wait,
name was
what?
Robin. In The Dark Knight Rises, at the end, like he's been called John Blake the whole movie. His character's name is John Blake in Dark Knight Rises, and he's a cop in the GPD. And so at the end, in the beginning, he tells Christian Bale's character, he tells Bruce Wayne, I know that you're Batman because I met you once at an orphanage and you had that same despondent look that I had after my parents died. So that's how I know that you're Batman, because Batman has that same look too. And so he's an orphan just like Bruce was. And then at the end of the movie, Bruce gives him access to the Batcave. Basically, like, passing the torch to him. But the catch is that when Bruce leaves Gotham City, and they have to liquidate all his assets, John Blake goes to pick up what was left to him by Bruce Wayne, and they couldn't find his name on the manifest, and so he was like, oh, it's probably my legal name, and his legal name is Robin. Thank you. That's the exact same face I made when that happened. And I was in the theater. I was just like, what? Robin's name is not Robin. The first Robin is Dick Grayson. So that's why I say Robin, the character, was not in the movie. There was a guy named Robin in Dark Knight Rises. Okay, I'm sorry. Please continue.
Chico. Wow. Okay.
Not Robin.
So JGL
Yeah.
talked to Marvel
Yeah.
about something. Apparently, with him being in a movie
All right.
that was in the DC universe,
No.
with him not being a certain character,
okay.
this was probably not talked about with the Marvel executives. What do you think they might have talked about?
I'm going to guess an offer to play a certain character.
Like who?
It's a lot of things. We know they're doing Fantastic Four. We don't know who's in Fantastic Four.
He'd be Mr. Fantastic.
No, it'd be John Storm.
That's what
That's what
I
I
was
was
thinking.
thinking, Johnny Storm.
Ew.
We also know that they're probably going to remake the X-Men.
Bobby.
Iceman, or maybe even Cyclops.
Oh, I could see Cyclops.
Not
I
really that
can't
tall.
see him as Cyclops.
He's not that tall.
He's not tall enough, but I can see him being Cyclops, that kind of character.
He couldn't
not
put-
tall
I
enough,
don't know
though.
if you noticed, but none of the Cyclopses were tall.
Well,
sure?
that's true. James Marsden's only 5'10".
Yeah.
But they made him look tall, though.
Yeah, he looks tall. They had, I remember seeing this. They had to shoot, again, specific ways
Because Hugh
when
Jackman's like 6 feet tall, right?
Hugh Jackman is 6'2".
Yeah, there you go.
Jackman is 6'2",
Yeah.
playing a 5'10" character.
So Cyclops is my height, and
5'6".
He's
5'6",
5',
that's what I
he's
meant to say.
5'3". Wolverine's 5'3".
yeah. So Cyclops is basically my height, and Wolverine's your height. So
Yeah.
a lot of camera angles,
Lots of angles.
and then all the women wearing heels.
And Hugh Jackman is huge
Well, he put on
as
mass,
Wolverine.
but- so he wasn't the right amount of mass for Wolverine, but that's neither here nor that's being nitpicky.
I was going to say, there's probably like 20 million people that disagree
So
with that
it
statement.
could be any amount of things, but I would go with one of those four. Fantastic, Torch, Cyclops, or Iceman.
Can he be Gambit?
What do you think?
Can we finally get Gambit?
Gambit would be nice, but I don't see him as
I
Gambit.
can't see him as a Gambit.
I can't either, but I just
like,
want
for
Gambit.
me, it's either Bobby or Johnny Storm. Or he could be some villain. I don't know which one, but
I would like to see him play a villain. I don't know which one, but I would like to
I could see
it.
him being. I could see him playing a villain.
Because he doesn't usually. I would like to see that from
Right.
him.
Huh.
Be a nice change.
Anything other than a Marvel role?
What?
Would you see him being a part of Marvel?
Wait, what?
Like outside of doing the movies? Maybe
You mean,
directing?
like, directing or writing?
Writing.
I mean,
100% writing, because that's what he does for Hit Record.
So you think he might be writing a comic?
I don't think he's writing a comic. What's this? Well, it does say Marvel Studios.
So that would allude
That would
to
allude to
a
movies.
minimum of screenplay.
Yeah,
or
that's what
treatment.
I'm thinking. Like, it might be a TV series that he could be involved in. He might look. He could be doing Hit Record reboot. Let's go with that theme of the last couple of episodes. Reboot, but have it be focused more within Marvel, because when they had the Hit Record show, it was
I'll
a
throw this out
variety
there.
show.
Johnny Blaze. And
That's
I
not
only-
Method Man?
And I only say Blaze because they already have a Robbie Reyes, who was excellent in The Shield.
It's Johnny Blaze.
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
Thank you. Okay, I was like, at least I know the name.
The Nicolas Cage
That's why
version.
Method Man says that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Somebody's world has just been opened.
I feel like that emoji. I feel like I should combine this emoji and the mind blown emoji, and it would be me. Wow. Chris, it sounded like you were going to say something.
Yeah, no, I'm just picturing him as Johnny Blaze as Ghost Rider.
It's hard to unsee Nick Cage as that.
Oh, it's very easy to unsee John Ken.
Especially after the second one. But no, well, he could also be Danny.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Danny?
He was the second Ghost Rider.
Oh, I don't know that
He's
one.
the
then.
one in the car.
No.
You sure? Didn't he have like
Danny
the?
was the second one on the motorcycle.
Who's the one in the car?
Alvarez.
Okay.
So yeah, I could see him. Yeah.
Well, I was about to ask you, but kind of zoned out.
I'm so down. I'm like, why are there just so many of these same characters? It just always throws me off when you guys are like, no, it's this one. No, it's that one. No, don't you remember that in between these two? Another one? Like,
certain ones have mantles that are just powers that are just passed down.
because it's like
God, it's not so many of them.
crap, like 007, James Bond.
Yeah.
It makes me think of that, where it's like, if you don't know James Bond, hearing all of the different people who have played him is just like, oh my God, you're talking about that one. But in this case, it's an actual character where the character has the same name, but it's a different person who is that character.
Yes.
And so that's why I'm like, oh, this is a lot to keep up with. This is just a lot. That's why I'm doing this.
Okay. Well, I'll give you a moment then.
Yes, like keeping up with the Robins. Does that make sense? Sometimes it's hard to keep up with the Robins because you're like, nope, not that Robin. I'm not talking about Dick Grayson. I'm talking about Tim Drake.
This is why we can say
Drake.
Yeah, it's like
Damn
that.
Young.
If you don't know it that well, when you start hearing that there are all these iterations of the same character, you're just like, oh my gosh. It's a lot.
Yeah. I was leaning towards any of the Fox movies coming back to Disney. So I was thinking X-Men as well.
That's so easy.
And I was thinking Fantastic Four as well. Like,
What else is under Fox?
that's it. It's those two.
Deadpool? Is Deadpool under Fox?
No, that's no, yeah, it's Fox, right? Yeah, because it's
Deadpool?
X-Men. It's X-Men.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh.
on the Fox.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, just oddball, if it wasn't X-Men, that they could have him as Wolverine because they need a name.
Who was Wolverine?
Never
Gordon.
in life.
Here's my thinking.
He's
Here's
like,
my
hear me a
thinking.
hot take. Thank you,
The whole thing of like having Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, I thought it wouldn't have worked. Like I already had it in my mind who was going to be Wolverine.
And that was.
Can I say?
What, that it was a wrestler?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was going to be Chris Benoit because I thought they were going to get a Canadian, and he's short and he's feisty. Unfortunately, he had issues.
Can he act?
Well, many wrestlers can't act. But it's not like they haven't had a wrestler be a character of something because they've given them acting lessons.
The first Sabretooth was a wrestler.
I was
Yeah.
going to ask, who's Colossus?
No, that was an actor.
Yeah.
Oh, that was an actor?
That was an actor. That
Which
wasn't
Colossus?
a wrestler.
Are there two Colossuses? Were there two?
No, I believe
They're
there's
both actors.
Oh, because there are two, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
One from X-Men.
One from X-Men and one from Deadpool.
Gotcha. Yeah. So we've had Hulk Hogan get into acting. Not to say he was good, but he went into acting. We had
he
Triple
went into
H
show business.
get into acting.
And he was in a
And
Marvel movie.
He was in Blade 3. The most famous of actors was The Rock, and he grew into being a good actor. His first stuff was trash, but he got better over time.
Is The Rock a good actor, or is The Rock good at being The Rock?
That's a Tunisia question.
True question.
Because
True story.
she's a fan of him in the Fast and Furious series. Mm-hmm. So I would say reserve that question for. There you
It's
go.
both.
Both movies that he's in?
That he's both a good actor and both good at playing The Rock.
Oh, okay.
Because The Rock is basically a character.
That's why I'm saying,
So-
I don't know. I feel like when you're an actor, you have some kind of range. I don't know.
I'm not getting into the range
We'll
thing.
find out when
with-
Black Adam comes
I
out.
don't
Yes.
see him as being anybody's Wolverine.
I don't. I love
don't
him.
See it.
I love him, but no.
Wow. Okay. Then
He has the spirit of somebody that would play a more youthful character, but like everybody now, he's up
getting he's
up in
and
age.
that's why I'm just kind of like he wouldn't
about
be
age?
young Bobby. He would be
right
Bobby
right now.
Right, like Bobby's in a relationship with is it Kitty Pryde? No. Was he having a relationship with Kitty Pryde?
He was at one point.
Yeah, but Bobby, he's with somebody else.
It's
I don't
Kitty
know his
Pryde
name.
who
Bobby's gay, though. I was
I was
Elliot,
gonna say,
Yeah,
Age
Bobby's
played?
gay now.
because the
no.
who's was Kitty Pryde in it? One
Oh yeah.
Ellen Page.
She played. Yeah, she played. Well, he now because it's Elliot. Yes, Elliot did play.
Kitty Pryde.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's why I kept looking at him. I'm just like,
But he was more so messing with Rogue in that movie.
Yes.
right.
Right. That's and I
Weird,
remember being
too.
confused by that when I saw
Yep.
the movie.
So
And it's like I can see him being Mr. Fantastic, but
I can't see him being
I don't
Mr.
see
Fantastic.
Him old enough,
Right.
To
He
be
doesn't
Mr.
have he doesn't have
like,
the mature look.
Like yeah,
Like
he's
Tom-
old is
Tom
Mr.
Hanks-
the age, but
Mr.
he's not there yet.
Fantastic.
like
How
Tom
old is
Hanks
Mr.
could be
Fantastic?
Mr. Fantastic.
It's probably like mid to late 40s.
Then why
No,
did
no, no,
Ewan
no.
Grufford
He's
play
in-
him?
No, he's probably in his 50s, give or take.
Again, my question: why did Ewan Grufford play him then?
I was
Ewan
being
Grufford was
nice.
like 30 something.
They
Well-
aged him, right?
At this
No,
point, he'd
he
be the
was
same
only
age
30-something in,
around the same age. Him and Tony Stark are around the same age.
Okay, so like early 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
I was being nice.
I'm just saying, like that's what's throwing me off is like because about you saying like he's too young for the role because I'm used to seeing Ewan Grufford if you're talking about somebody who's played Mr. Fantastic before, and Ewan Grufford was like 34 maybe when he was Mr. Fantastic.
But they aged him up because they aged him up. They aged Alba up.
They look the same to me. They look this.
I was gonna say, well, they don't. Those
They don't-
particular people, they don't exactly age.
Well, prior to them going on into space, like they had them be of a certain age range,
Right.
and they kind of aged them a little bit. But if they were really true to the book, which you got to take a license with that, they would be older people.
Okay, I'm fine with that. But I was just confused. But I was like, but if Johan Crawford played a younger Mr. Fantastic, why couldn't JGL?
And I'm not going to say it because
I mean, it's fine. I was just wondering if there was like something I missed in
No.
the Johan Crawford Mr. Fantastic about like, no, he was supposed to be 50 something and he just so happened to look 30 something.
yeah.
It's like, no, that doesn't work.
I mean, the person that they had playing Mr. Fantastic on the reboot of Fantastic Four,
Yeah, they made all of them.
they were
a
really
lot
young.
younger.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
he's the only one wait a minute, no, he isn't the only one I don't remember.
That's the Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan is
Can
Johnny
y'all see him
Storm.
playing Doom?
Michael B. Jordan.
No, JGL. That was actually one of the rumors online. Was him being Doom.
Yeah.
I don't think that it has to do with acting. I honestly don't. I think that they want to talk to him about writing. Because he's been saying, as being a father, he doesn't want to do as many long-term projects either.
Then he definitely can't act for Marvel because that would be like a multi-movie contract type deal.
Yeah. I mean, even think about the last 3 things that he's had come out. They've been on Amazon Prime and Netflix only. 7500, Project Power? What the heck is that?
Project Power.
Project Power,
It was
right,
on
with
Netflix.
Jamie Foxx? Yeah. And the Trial of the Chicago 7. Both are Netflix and Prime Video.
Interesting. Well, maybe he is there to help produce more content.
I would
Maybe he's going to
love
write for I
that.
Am Groot.
Because all you need to write is I am Groot. No.
Yeah, they could have just called him in to write one of the What If episodes or something like that.
I mean, they could call him in to write music because he writes music, like you said before, being a director because he's done stage direction. I don't know if he's done television or movie direction, but he's done stage direction before. And he said that's why he started Hit Record in the first place, is because he has all of these different interests in terms of the creative process for making like music, movies, television, all this kind of stuff. That's why I like the Hit Record website too, because it's a collaborative effort. But because he had all of those different kinds of interests, it was hard for him to commit to projects too, because there was just so much stuff that he wanted to be involved in. And he became a dad. And so I think this would be one of the ways that he could explore those other things that he's been wanting to get back into. Because he's
Interesting.
done the acting thing so
Well,
far.
I'll be honest. Me personally, if I became a dad, got to work with Marvel, I'm going to be a superhero.
If that's what they want you for.
I'm
And
gonna
if you have the time.
let my
She goes
kid-
like, I would make the time.
we making the time for that.
Cool. Well,
You get to go to school, tell everybody your daddy Spider-Man. You know, that's something, that's a beautiful thing.
I think it's very interesting that for a movie, for a story that's about him talking to Marvel Studios, the image that's used has nothing to do with heroes or anything like that whatsoever.
Well, they're clueless, so.
I know, that's what I would think it would be like, at least just have like a still from Project Power so that's connected to Marvel, seemingly. But I also kind of like the choice in picture where it makes you think like, oh, could it be because it's not necessarily going to be for an acting role? It might be something behind the scenes.
well, let's wrap.
You guys are so great. Look, I made these comments and look at what's at the end of our show.
So, we're going to end off with one of our memes, and this one is happy for
Obvious reason.
obvious reasons. Let's get through this.
Oh, no, I figure Chris might like it too, since it's one of his favorite movies involved.
Oh, true.
Ah,
My fave and your fave.
But you know what?
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh no.
No, it really, it's funny you should say that because I was thinking about it last week during our recording. Um, I'm tired of waiting for this video game. I'm so tired of waiting for this video game. Like, I'm really about to just say, trees it. Like, I'm over it.
It comes out this month, though, right?
That's what they
it
say.
Says,
It
it
keep
says
getting pushed.
But they said
says
quarter four. I
Q1.
was gonna say it said quarter four before,
No,
and now
No,
it's
it said
Q1.
Q1.
It said no.
It said Q4 before.
No, it literally did say January.
Did it have a January date, or it just said January 2021?
January 2021.
Okay, so it could be any time this month. You're gonna get the game. They're gonna give it to you. They love you.
So let's hold off all
Yeah,
anger until February 1st.
It's only the
yeah.
second.
Hold your nerd
It's
rage.
only the second.
It's okay. We got you. Do you want to borrow my Xbox 360 so you can play it in the meantime?
No, I mean, I have. Look, come Monday, I'm not going to have time to play it anyway.
Right.
Ah.
God. Let's all talk crap about Tim. That's so nice. That's so nice.
Are you saying hello to a dog?
Yeah, there's a little doggy.
All right. Sorry, I had to step away from that. And
Are you going to keep this in the show?
what? Me having to step
You
away?
step away.
Why not? I'll chop it, make it smaller. But yeah, I'll keep it. Ah man, it kind of moved. Mess with the camera.
I was about to say,
Shoot.
what happened?
All right. Well, we're just gonna go with it because we're about to end anyway. I'll leave it on this. All right. So, this post reached 12,998 people, had 1,091 bits of engagement, 109 reactions, 2 comments, 95 shares, and it is time for So, since you're sitting here, and I don't want people to yell at me for butchering people's names.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's hope it goes okay. All right. Frederick, Alex, Mark, Evan, Alex, Christopher, Justin, Charlotte, Patrick, Austin, Justin, Carl, Mugen, Gregory.
See, I get to
there
do
you
a
go.
correction. Yay.
Salvador, Brian, Ferdinand, Patrick again, Joey, Alberto, Jose, Matthew, Tracy, Amanda, Jared, Alex, John, and everybody else who liked and shared. Thank you
very much. We appreciate you.
Arigato.
So, geez, why is this all screwy? There we go. Now I can see. All right. So, care to do the honors?
I can't see because the camera's in the way.
Okay. Fair enough. That's right here.
Oh, okay. True. Sorry, Chico. I'm moving your screen, I think. All right. Excuse me, kids. Sorry. You gotta be me.
Oh, you can say it and it can be censored out.
No,
Come-
they're gonna like that.
That's fine.
It's still school. And then, what is his name? Lucas?
Lucas.
Lucas.
I'm sorry. Hit that again?
No!
All right.
If you caught it, you caught it. And then the, Hadouken with the shield and the skateboard.
All right. And let's see. We got us a reply, and Chris is excited everywhere. Look at him.
So I love that picture. I just love it.
I'll see for you.
Language, which is exactly what I was saying. Language. Thanks.
All
Steven.
right. So, Chris, it's okay. They will deliver the game to you. I'm almost certain that they're
If you complain about it,
they're
it will
just butting
come.
it down. Well, let's see if we can find a date really quick for them. So, I'm sorry everybody that's watching and the green screen effect is messed up.
Just pretend it's the ring. We're trying to suck you into the television. Whatever.
What is this?
That and Poltergeist. Is that Poltergeist or Exorcist?
Help me out.
Scott Pilgrim versus
Scott
the
Pilgrim.
World.
Yes. Scott Pilgrim?
January 14th.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So when it hits the 15th, we can rage. Fair?
As long as you don't do it on the 16th. Don't rage on the 16th. That's all I ask. It's too much equipment that could be broken.
Thank you for that. All right, let's go ahead and close the show out. So, reverse order for Chico,
So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.
for Chris,
Peace.
Cortez, for Kristen,
Woohoo! 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 Did I scare you? Like,
that was off guard for me.
And Tunisia singing now.
And for myself, Tim, as always, thank you guys for watching and being a part of the page and the community. As with everything, subscribe, alert button, follow us
smash.
on Twitch, smash like buttons, join communities,
All
Facebook
that.
pages, Twitter, Twitch, IG, all the love that is ILNL.
Take that. Take that.
It's for you guys, so please go ahead and take it, apparently.
We're going to take our love.
All right, so closing this thing out,
Smash.
thank you guys, and as always,
This is ILNL. Peace. All we can really do is
That gambit.
yes.
gambit.
Nice.